today, from Ford Field in Detroit, it's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports. Detroit Lions taking on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
For Tampa Bay.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And this carries into the end zone. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Detroit gearing up for their opening drive here, led by Matthew Stafford, the veteran former #1 pick back in 2009.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
First down at Stafford. Gets it quickly to Galladay. He's at the 40, the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Galladay, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead. Wow, first play in the game, CD, 75 yards. These people, they haven't even filed in yet from the tailgate lots.
Everyone talks about starting out fast. Everyone talks about getting explosive-type plays. That was absolutely a thunderbolt. And on the defensive side, he spent all week scheming, all week preparing, and it seems like it goes right out the window.
Extra point good by Prater, and it's now a 7-0 game. This is T.J. Logan to return it. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Brady. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down.
First down.
2 plays, 2 catches. You have a feeling they're going to look for him early and often, and that's to be expected. You got a player of his caliber, why not?
And I think it's also a message from them to the defense that you're not going to dictate to us what we're going to do with one of our better players, because so often you hear about defenses saying, we'll take away what you do best. In this case, they're going to move him around, find proper matchups, and make sure they continue to funnel the ball to him.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Now the 30-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
4-yard line. A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Now Brady. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line.
That's a nice clip and save sequence there defensively, because they did everything as they would have wanted to. They forced a 3rd down, blanketed the field with coverage, nowhere to go with the football, forced the dump off to the back, and even then they closed quickly and got him down behind the line of scrimmage. You name it, they did it well in that last sequence.
And my goodness, this is incomplete. Or it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Well, I guess they wanted to get that touchdown right back on their first drive, but failed to do so.
And what they have to be careful of is pushing so hard to stay right there, to stay even with their opponent, that they gas themselves out. You know, it's almost like horse racing. Sometimes you don't want to take your horse right to the front and let him do all the work, and then someone catch him at the end and pass him up. You want to make sure you moderate what you're doing along the way and then go for the big finish.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Detroit. Carry out Johnson. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And right now they're in that number 2 spot. They would love to hold on to that, but obviously first things first. They want to clinch the division.
And that's what everyone plays for. Win your division first, guarantees you a spot in the playoffs, but still a nice spot to be in. Not as good as it was when the number 2 seed meant a first-round bye. That's all changed with the new playoff system, but still a nice spot to be in.
The numbers for Jones last week, 16 carries, 96 yards.
Well, we know they've clinched a playoff spot, but there's plenty of football left to play. And I'm a proponent of continuing to do what you've done throughout the season, especially with teams that are heavy run teams. Because if you throttle back too early, you lose the rhythm of the run game, not just with the runner, but with the offensive line as well. An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a gain of 4, and it gets them the first. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw a short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
On second down now, it's Jones. And very little daylight there. They'll get a couple up to the 44.
Danny Shelton's a former first-round pick out of the University of Washington on his third team now, previously with the Bears and the Patriots. He made that play like the hit he put on the commissioner on draft night.
And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 40. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. From the gun, it's Brady. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Bucs are able to make this a close game again. They haven't fully climbed the mountain, but they've started the ascent here with that score.
I like that, right? I think they've left base camp now, okay? So they've started to move their way up the mountain. Long way to go, but at least they know it's manageable.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Second and 8 coming from the 19. From the gun, here's Stafford. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And some space here. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. They were in the dime. They had 6 defensive backs there. So go ahead and throw it. He threw it, and it hurt him.
It's almost thrown into a blanket of coverage, isn't it? You talk about the best defenders you have are the defensive backs. 6 of them on the field. You're almost asking for trouble, and that's exactly what they ran into. Ended up throwing a pick 6.
Yeah, 6 defenders and 6 points. Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will make it into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Another shot now for this Lions offense, and they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
On second down, Johnson, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
That's good.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Marcel Darius flies in at 331 pounds for the sack.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
Now left side on the swing pass. Given 7 on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. These two teams all tied after 1.
With the score tied, 14-14.
3rd and long, it's Stafford. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
On 3rd down, you'll give them that. You just want to make sure that you play the first down line. They were able to get him down and force the punt.
Are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Here's the Tampa Bay offense and Ronald Jones leading him out. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll get this one up to about his 14.
He was
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Complete to Jones.
Complete.
4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough... is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Chris Godwin with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Bucs have taken the lead.
Matt Gay.
And he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Taken in the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
at their own 25-yard.
Here comes Matthew Stafford now to lead his offense back out there. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that second touchdown now. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
Danny Amendola, the man he was trying to get it to. And that'll bring up second down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down.
And 8.
Operating from the gun, Stafford. Oh, pressure too much. Down he goes. It's the former Lion, Ndamukong Suh. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
The attention shifting back to Chris Godwin and the rest of the Tampa offense. For him, what an accomplishment in this game, surpassing the 2,000-yard mark. And all the time we talk about these guys out wide like him that are so athletic and can do so many things. But take us a little deeper. How has he done it this year?
Well, you helped with this because when we sat down with him before the game and discussed his season, and you said to him, okay, I have a vision that you, similar to a pitcher, change up a lot of things, right? Different arm angles, different slots that a pitcher would do. You do that with your route running and all that. And I loved his response. He said, yeah, I do that. But one of his best friends is a world-ranked tennis player. And he talked about serves and how you change up, take pace off, do different things. And he incorporated that into his route running.
Keep on the ground with Jones. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Credit the tackle that time to Deshaun Hand.
A 3-yard pickup.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw. And he finds Howard complete. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And a Buccaneer.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. On play action, now Brady. That's complete. It's Gordon. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. From the gun, Brady. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on. And he holds it in for the Buccaneers. touchdown. Tom Brady, his third touchdown pass of this first half. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. Gay is on for the point after. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And this will make it into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Kenny Galladay and the Lions set to go to work again. He's up near 100 yards now here in the second quarter, but his team's down.
Through no fault of his own. I mean, what a nice game he's having so far. They've got to keep finding ways to get him the football. Don't get away from that. Figure out where things are going wrong with the rest of the team.
They'll be hoping to hit that 100-yard mark on this drive. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. He's got his man on the crossing route. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Pass from Stafford, caught by Amendola. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. A 9-yard pickup, just 1 yard away from 3 consecutive first down plays. He completes it to Jones.
Lions. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. And now Stafford must not be pleased with something. He's going to turn, and he signals for a timeout. As they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now a first down throw. Stafford. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Back to the air. Stafford on second down. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Again, it's Stafford. Pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Raider on for the field goal. A 53-yard attempt.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Christian Jones. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Throwing on second and long. Brady. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Looking downfield for Godwin. And got his man complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. The fourth touchdown pass of the game for Tom Brady as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
An extra point by Gain is up and good, and the lead is up to 18 now.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this will make it into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
35.
The Bucs with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The attention shifting back to Chris Godwin and the rest of the Tampa offense. A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. Again, it's Jones. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Brady. He sets up the screen to Jones. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Brady going to sling this out wide to Godwin. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down.
First down.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Operating from the gun. Brady caught by Jones. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
21 yards.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
7-yard line.
In on the tackle, Jalen Reeves-Maben.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 27, Brady. It's complete to Jones. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 14. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find O.J. Howard, and that'll bring up second down. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Brady. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. Here's Gay now to add the extra point.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be credited with this one. Tremendous blocking to get the runner into the end zone.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So that one will be accepted.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now let's look at the quarterback, Matthew Stafford. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now what do you do?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side, because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield, because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
At the 47.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And he's got this down to the 35. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Well, there's zero doubt that the Detroit Lions like Kerryon Johnson's ability, but he's been dinged up a little bit in his first 2 years in the NFL, so they went out and used a day 2 pick this past year on DeAndre Swift, the rookie runner out of Georgia, hoping, I think, to pair them together and maybe send a message. But I think if Kerryon Johnson can stay on the field, he could be an awfully productive back in the NFL.
Stafford delivers this to Hawkinson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play.
another.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. He's going to go up top for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, Stafford. And the catch made by Johnson.
Stafford's pass.
And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back.
I was going to go ahead and call it, partner. You could smell the desperation in that fake, couldn't you? Down big. They had to try something. No one was fooled.
I think you're exactly right. With this deficit, though, go ahead and give it a shot. Didn't work out. In the end, I guess it doesn't hurt him too much. That throw by Brady, incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And some room to work. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
And having built that kind of a lead, they're able to do whatever they want right now. All momentum on their side, especially now running the football.
Yeah, you're talking about a defense being on their toes. They don't know what's going to hit them next at this point.
No, they went from toes to heels, and they're trying to figure out how to get back to the toes part.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
17.
Brady now on 1st down. Airing this one out for Evans. And it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be a 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
To throw again on 2nd down. Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new...
Marvin Jones past the 20, and he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions are able to to cut into this lead.
For the point after.
And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
He went all the way into the end zone. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Quick throw caught by Godwin. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
15.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And, yes, out come the flags. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
So the face mask moves him closer, and now first and goal. From the gun, it's Brady. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time, but it'll be second and goal. We're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here. Third and goal. Here's Jones. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. So he's in for his third score of the game, and a defense probably saying, man, we don't want to see this guy for a long time.
It's bad enough when anyone scores a touchdown against you, but for one person to get three, it almost sets him apart from the rest of the game, and no one likes to see any of those players on a pedestal, not from the defensive point of view.
Extra point by Gay is up and good, and they open the lead up now to 25.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone's talking about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Stafford going right back to Jones. This time the connection made. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now this one is tight end out on the right side. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down.
Another Detroit Lions.
From the 50 at Stafford. Open man is going there, complete. Now loose football. The ball comes out and it's picked up by the Bears. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Brady and the Buccaneers here, 1st and 10 at their 38. And Brady's throw there, incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. The Bucs on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Brady going to go on 4th down. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the first down conversion. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A quick throw by Brady, complete. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
A gain of 12.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Jones. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
1 yard. Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, Kai just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Jones. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
Let's go.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Brady. That's going to be caught. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa.
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This will make it into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
And Detroit getting set to go now. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man, one play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again as they try to finish things off in this fourth quarter. And that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6. Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Brady going to look to throw. Looking downfield for Godwin. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Into the red zone, it's Brady. This will be caught at about the 5. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Again, they'll throw with Brady. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Gay is on for the point after. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay.
Bradley Pinion.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. Stafford on 1st down. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Either intercepted by the Buccaneers. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Brady. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us, we're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will extend this big lead.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Danny Amendola on the return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
70.
A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Bucs, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they'll be guaranteed a finish of no better than 500 as they drop to 7-8. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.